Hi all. I wanted to share my journey of learning Thai and some of the challenges that I've faced along the way. A few years ago, my love for Thailand inspired me to learn the language. I found a great teacher in Bangkok, and for about a year, we Skyped 3 nights a week while she was in Thailand and I was living in Boston at the time. We were on opposite sides of the world, which made things a little bit tricky because after a long day at work, I would sit down for lessons in the evening while for my teacher, it was early in the morning in Thailand. So she was full of energy while I struggled to keep up and stay alert for the end of the hour-long lesson. I tried really hard, but balancing those different schedules was tough. But, the lessons were always so enjoyable and I was really committed to learning. One of the most interesting parts for me was learning to read and write in Thai script because it's so different from the Western alphabet in a lot of ways. And after a whole lot of practice, I started to read words and put sentences together. And every time I did so, it felt like I was cracking a secret code. Every new word that I could read was like a small victory. And I still remember the first time I could write my name in a Thai script, which was so cool. Now, in written Thai, there are no spaces between words in a sentence, and there is little to no punctuation, like there's no question mark or comma. So it's just really one long continuous string of characters. And there are a few other very interesting differences, but this is not a language video, so maybe I'll cover that in a future video. So I was learning along, and then the pandemic happened, and it brought financial challenges that forced me to take a break from my lessons. Initially, I thought it would just be for a few months, but it ended up being well over 4 years now. During this time, I was juggling two jobs and trying to keep up with my daily life, but my dream to visit Thailand never went away. If anything, it got stronger, especially after watching many YouTube videos about others who dreamt my dream and who make videos about their life in Thailand. So now I'm more determined than ever to live in Thailand for a while and really experience the country, not just as a tourist, but as someone who can speak and read and really connect with the people. And that brings us to today. I am back to studying Thai, but this time for now, at least on my own. I do remember some basics, but I'm basically starting at the beginner level again, and it's more challenging this time, especially since I'm not practicing speaking with a teacher. Due to work commitments, I can't maintain the same weekly schedule, which makes self-study necessary for the time being. Thai is a tonal language, meaning that a word can have different meanings based on the tone that you use or the context. And without someone to correct my pronunciation, it's really harder to get the tones right and to ensure that I'm saying things correctly. Mastering the tones in Thai is essential because a slight change can completely alter the meaning of a word. This makes practicing pronunciation even more important, and without the immediate feedback of a teacher, it's a challenge that I'm working to overcome. Now, speaking of languages, learning English also has been a significant part of my life. English is my second language, and back in high school in the Netherlands, I was held back a year partly because I didn't pass my English test. I could understand English a little, but I lacked the confidence to speak it until I moved to the US. And it wasn't until I was really immersed in an English speaking environment where no one that I knew spoke Dutch that I had no choice but to try to speak. Now, these days in the Netherlands, I think people learn English more easily. I think through, the constant exposure for the TV, the internet, and daily interactions. As a Dutch native, I'm always so impressed when I hear non-Dutch speakers speak fluent Dutch. I think it's not the easiest language to learn, but of course it really depends on whom you ask. Even Queen Maxima of the Netherlands, who was born in Argentina, speaks fluent Dutch, and it really amazes me every time I hear her. I think she speaks better than I do. So I truly admire when others master it. Since I moved to Minnesota, every year I have attended the Minnesota Songkran Festival, which is a 3-day celebration of the Thai New Year. And it's just always an incredible experience. Now, this year, my fourth year attending, as a complete surprise to me, Benjawan Pumsan was there, and anyone learning Thai would be very familiar with her books. And of course, her books were some of the first that I had in my collection. That wasn't all. Miss Universe Thailand, Miss Thailand, and Miss Runner-Up Thailand were also there, and they were so much fun and down to earth. They played games like musical chairs and interacted with everyone, making the festival even more enjoyable. It was just really awesome to see such important figures in Thai culture, celebrating the Songkran holiday along non-natives like me, meeting them and seeing how passionate they are about Thai traditions really motivated me to keep learning the language and dive deeper into the culture. So I'm diving back into learning Thai and hoping to share my language learning journey with you. By posting here, I aim to connect with others who are on the same path, helping me to stay accountable. And I'd love to know, are any of you learning a language right now? If you are, what methods do you use and what has been your biggest challenge? Leave me a comment and let's talk about it. If you did like this video, then I hope you'll come back to my channel to watch updates on my journey. I'm looking forward to sharing this next chapter with you all. Thank you for being here.